Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the IDI Awards 2015. Please welcome your host, Paddy Cullivan! Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks for your silence. Silence. Shh. We can't hear Back in Black there. That was my big loud intro. That's better. That's better, isn't it? Anyway, listen, that's okay. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, great to see you. How are you doing? Are you looking forward to the awards?
I'm excited too. I'm excited. You're very welcome here tonight, and I'd especially like to welcome the Minister for Jobs, Enterprise and Innovation, Mr. Richard Bruton, ladies and gentlemen. Also Dr. Jennifer Goff of the National Museum of Ireland, other distinguished guests, finalists, come on, and clients to the 17th Annual IDI Design Awards, November 26th, here in the Marker Hotel. And a really big thank you to all here who entered the awards, making the finals a wonderful achievement and given the fierce competition and the record amount of entries. This year our awards is about celebrating design that helps us live better lives, excites, informs, and indeed disrupts. Now, I have no idea what disruption means. I left NCAD in 1995. It's a new word for me, so I just thought I would go through it my own way, if that's okay with you. Do you mind what I think it is? So there's different kinds of disruption. This is the beautiful Green and Alec in Donegal, and basically this is Burt Church, which was built by Liam McCormick, which took on and kind of disrupted the Green on. Am I right in that what he did? Is that the right definition of disruption? Okay, let's take New Grange then. New Grange, that was a bit disrupted when it was renovated back in the 60s, but it's generally okay, 5,000 years old, very important. And this is how Sligo County Council disrupted a passage grave in 1940 in Sligo. And in 1950, the residents put the crucifix and everything else onto it, and all the other stuff like that. And unfortunately, Antashka wasn't set up till 1948, so they didn't get there in time. What I want to do is, disruption is very important, and I think that last thing we saw is so kitsch and beautiful in a way, what we did destroying that passage grave, that I think we need to have an alternative. We need to disrupt. Like my slideshow's being disrupted. We need to disrupt the wild Atlantic way. I want to disrupt it. I want to set up my own competing, the corridor of Atlantic kitsch. Because for all the beautiful beauty sites we have in Ireland, we also have a lot of very ugly kitsch things that we need to do. And I'm calling it the CAC, Corridor of Atlantic Kitsch. Are you doing the CAC for the crack? What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Do you like it? Come on! Now, sorry for the Comic Sans, but I just couldn't let up the opportunity of putting a Comic Sans typeface in the middle of the IDI Awards. I apologize for that. It'll never happen again, guys. Okay? So effectively, there's many beautiful things that could be part of this. We always had kitsch. We had the Irish House on Wood Quay, which was very beautiful, using round towers. There was even this time during the Eucharistic Conference, we had a round tower in the middle of College Green. Isn't that amazing? You know, why didn't we keep all those wonderful things? They're so beautiful. And of course, we have Cashel, which is like a Disneyland of styles, except we won't put a roof on it. I don't know why. It's just, it could be an amazing wedding venue with a nice golf course nearby. And of course, there's many other things I want to be on the Corridor Atlantic Kitsch. There's this statue of Donegal, statue of the Statue of Liberty in Donegal. There's many other things. There's Pebble Dash. Pebble Dash is a vital part of the Corridor of Atlantic Kitsch. This is the largest Pebble Dash known to man, down in Ormond Square, ladies and gentlemen. It's fantastic. We got to keep as much pebble. Tudor applied to houses. Very, very important thing. We got to keep it up. I love triplanums. Anything classical put onto a house. Actually, no, we may not keep that. We may not keep that. Of course, any signs where there's two different signs in the one speed location,
has to be kept, of course. Very important. Signage, very important part of the Corridor of Atlantic Kitsch. And of course, any kind of murals, tacky murals, Sally Longs and Galways. You can see the living rock stars down below, the dead ones up around the piano, and then Elvis up the top touching God's finger. All of this must be on the Corridor of Atlantic Kitsch. Shh, everybody shh, okay? Also, this picture of John Redmond, anyone who's done anatomy in school should know that that arm does not belong to him. That arm could only belong to somebody far behind him, somewhere else. I don't know. Of course, then, we have, let me see, I think where I'm standing. Oh yeah, the most important bit of the Corridor of Atlantic Kitsch is, of course, the Barack Obama Plaza, which is the only Supermax you can see from space, ladies and gentlemen. The only Supermax you can see from space. And it is a veritable museum. Look at so many logos, so little time. All together, all of those logos together, ladies and gentlemen. I hope some of you are responsible for those amazing logos. Of course, the Supermax Chevy outside, which is so important. And of course, we have the most important part, which is the Barack Obama Museum, ladies and gentlemen. And as you can see, anyone here who loves a bit of spelling interest, from Moneygall to the White House, not White House as two separate words, but White House together, like Mary Whitehouse or Paul Whitehouse. It's a surname, ladies and gentlemen. In 3 years since that museum's been set up, not one of the Offaly locals have seen that mistake. Not one of them. I'm never allowing it to be changed. Not on my corridor. Upstairs we have, of course, the Shamrock that we were, it's probably dead now, that Shamrock. We have the made-up map of Obama country, of course. He has his own country. And of course, the pint glass he drank out of with a business card from a priest in it. I have no understanding as to why. Of course, there are other things that you may not think are kitsch, but that I think are kitsch. Basaris, for instance, ladies and gentlemen. And I know you consider, I'm sorry, I know, it's a design, I know you love Michael Scott, you think it's a design classic. But have you ever noticed how the wavy bits on the wavy roof, the water comes down when it rains, just as you're getting on the bus, literally as you're standing up into the bus, the rain comes right down the back of your neck. And the problem with 50s and 60s modernism was that they just didn't build roofs that were wide enough to accommodate Irish rain, especially if we went sideways. For instance, we have Liberty Hall here. Look at the roof, it just stops short of the balcony, it just stops short. So when it's raining, look, it just, and if there's any wind, you're doomed. There's no way away from the rain. Anyway, that's going into the Atlantic Kitsch. This is the most beautiful bit of kitsch in Galway, the Burren Mount, most beautiful building in Galway. And beside it is a car. The owner would not move the car. The road needed to be widened. He didn't want it widened, so he left his car there, and the people widening the road just put wood over the car. And that car is sitting there to this day. In fact, he's dead. He's dead now. His car will be there forever. This is Galway, back in the heyday, in the medieval times. It looks very similar to a town called Dubrovnik, extremely beautiful and extremely similar. But Dubrovnik's very different to Galway. Actually, you'll notice the lack of street furniture, chairs that are taken away in the evening, and just the odd light hanging out of the wall. Galway's a bit of a different proposition. It's bin after cobble after bollard. Bollardry everywhere. Some ironmonger made it for it. Look at beautiful Ayr Square back in the 60s. Look at it now. Bollards, metalwork, flags, bins everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. There are 30 bins on Ayr Square. Look, a bin for every tree. Ayr Square is literally littered in bins. Look, the bins, look, they're like triffids or something. Another bin, a double bin in case you have too much rubbish, you need to put it into two entrances. There's a box with signs on it telling you to go away, don't do anything, stop, don't move, don't walk. I know there's some wonderful work being done actually painting ugly metal box. There's a bollard in the middle of the footpath for no reason whatsoever in between two poles, which is not good. It's just not good, ladies and gentlemen. And of course Cork is covered in bollardry with a patchwork quilt of different cobbles. Obviously they ran out. Kilkenny, of course, stone bollards, other metal boxes, flower pots, weird other stuff, post boxes, bins, the same bins. There's actually a seat that just looks at a wall. You sit on the seat, just look right at a wall. Permanent seating. These are beautiful, actually this is the only bit of street furniture I like, which is the actual Wild Atlantic Way bollardry that's going on at the moment, and beautiful. Just another few things, just the last couple of things. Ha ha ha, Volkswagen, we found you out, didn't we? Oh, the Germans are perfect. Ooh, they're amazing. Everything's perfect. I just wonder, Minister, if we could ask Pascal why the NCT never noticed any of that stuff. It's just a little question. How come the NCT never picked up on the killer Volkswagens? Anyway, but of course, this is to do with our wonderful Lewis lines, and of course, there's no rail link to the airport at all yet, but we're getting there. Lot done, more to do. But this is the map when you arrive into Dublin Airport of the 14 bus companies that you're meant to use, and it was very confusing when you got off the plane. Luckily, they replaced it with a much easier to read map, much better. You are here, but where is here? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of my little bit about what we need to do with design, ladies and gentlemen. And just every year, last year was the driving school logo, but I discovered another Irish logo with the map of Ireland in it that you should love, and it's the Irish Association of Barbershop Singers. It's a map of Ireland with a barber's pole and some musical symbols, and it's the most literal logo I've ever seen in my entire life. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're with me on the corridor of Atlantic Kitsch, and that Kitsch is still a vital part of Irish design. And now I'm going to stop ruining the awards.
Yeah, moving on, you move on.